Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where Rangers have been back at Ibrox, thankfully. Finally. Feels like a long time coming. A really good result through in the cup. Three goals and all happy last night. And then we obviously faced Motherwell as well in the semi-final, which again, good draw, good weekend's work. Heading into the Malmo game on the Thursday, so
Mm.
yeah, we'll debrief that, go through the players' performances, and then look ahead to the Malmo game. So if you do enjoy the podcast, if you could like, subscribe, and share. So it was appreciated. Starting on yesterday, Dessers was unlucky with this one, to be fair. Acrobatic effort. But yeah, it just felt like there was a kind of feel-good vibe about yesterday's game because obviously the kind of resilient win last week at Dundee United, obviously playing back at Ibrox gave a lot of people the feeling, obviously being back there and the positivity with the team winning last week. So, it was good. Obviously, as I say, Desser's probably the man of the match on the day, but that's the team that did start the game. If we'll go through, we'll start with Jack Butland. I thought he was back to his best. To be honest with you, he made a couple of really good saves. One notably in the second half where Tavernier just passed it back into no man's land and he had to be sort of alive to the situation. And then a couple of good saves in the second half as well after we went 2-0 up. But more to what you would kind of expect to Jack Butland.
That was just routine for him. Just honestly, my man in the match personally it was my boy Yefty. I thought he was sensational again. You could have really picked one or two of them. Really, you could have gone with Yefty, could have gone with Barn, or you could go with Dessers. But no, Butland routine, easy for him.
Nah, he was kind of. We've had our question marks over him this season, maybe even kind of to the tail
Mm.
end of last season as well with some of the performances. But I thought he was really, really good yesterday. And we'll start on that side then with Yefty because I thought again he was outstanding. I thought he was brilliant. I think he's for
Definitely.
me the shining light alongside Connor Barron so far this season. The players we've signed, and
Mm.
you can really see why we did wait all that time after we started chasing them in January to get him in. Basically the first signing we made in the summer. So I
Mm.
thought he's just got so many good attributes that a modern day kind of fullback needs. He's got pace. He's obviously working on his defensive side of the game as well, which we knew at the time he wasn't going to be that that brilliant defender that everybody would expect him to be at 20 years old. But he's definitely improving on that. I mean, some of his deliveries into the box are really good. And I think just his kind of willingness to drive past players and take on his man is really good.
Mm.
Um, I think that's kind of the standard with Sophie for him so far. And even when we went to Celtic Park, he was the only one that could leave that pitch with his head held high that day as well. So really, really impressed with him.
No, it's top draw, mate. As you say, he was worth the wait. I feel for my boy Yilmaz because he's going to have to fight to get that position back now. I feel like that's Shefty's to lose. And he's one that, as I say, going on to it potentially, you know what I mean, down the line, down the road, I feel we could get a decent bit of money for him.
No.
Especially watching some of the players I've been watching today and what have you. He's top draw. I like him a lot.
Nah, I just like his attitude. I like the way
Mm.
he's willing to get on the ball and create every time. And I think he could be a really good asset for us, and
The
especially
fighter.
in these away games in Europe as well. I think he is suspended for the game on Thursday, right enough, because he gets sent off the Dynamo Kiev game. So you're likely going to
Uh,
have Dujon Sterling in at left back. We'll obviously get onto him because there's obviously some question marks over his performances of late. But
mm.
Yefty, I can't really do any better than that for me. The two centre half pair, the pairing again was good. I thought they were solid enough. John Souttar and Robin Proper. Obviously, Robin Proper and Yefty's debut at Ibrox as well, which we obviously notably missed at the start there. It's weird thinking that many games into the season that's their debut at Ibrox. But
Well,
I thought the two of them were solid again. I think if you can keep the two of them fit, playing regularly, obviously rotating out wherever necessary to avoid injury. We obviously Suter, he's got that in him, but I think the two of them again were solid enough.
decent enough, mate. Decent enough. I've said my piece already on Sutter, but listen, the two of them were all right. I think the real test for the two will be Thursday.
Well, that's it. It's going to be going away, kind of not a hostile environment, but definitely a step up in level and seeing if they can
Uh,
deal with that competition.
that's it. Step up in level, level in competition. I don't really think. Dundee were in at all, really. I thought we just toyed them,
I
really.
was actually expecting a bit
Um,
more for Dundee personally
Same.
with the way they've been playing this season.
I was expecting a hell of a lot more for them, and I didn't think they turned up at all, really. A comfortable game. I think we did. We obviously made it comfortable, but it was comfortable. I didn't really think they offered anything at all. I didn't think
Nah,
they
even
were
with the
up for it.
chances they kind of had in the second half as well. They had obviously the free header, they had that one with the pass back, they had a couple other ones after we went 2-0 up. I never really felt on the edge of my seat thinking, we're going to throw this away here.
Nah.
Really, really comfortable for the full team yesterday and the subs that were coming on. But aye, the two centre halves, Suter proper, really good again. But as you say, the test will come when that level gets raised, and you're going to be playing a team that are kind of going to match your level in Europe. Tavernier, again, I thought this would have been a game he would have been rotated out. You would have had Dujon Sterling in there, maybe Cason Weirho
Mm.
for a kind of full starting debut. Obviously came on towards the end of the game. But it was quite notable after Tavernier scored that penalty that the team were around him. The team were kind of all collectively surrounding Tavernier. That could obviously
Mm.
mean a lot of things. I think, obviously, the way we look at it, it looks like, aye, received a lot of criticism. Let's get around the captain. Aye, whatever. But we've
Yeah.
we've been the one that said to watch him put in disastrous performance after disastrous performance.
Mm.
I think if we get Tavernier playing, he's obviously going to be playing all the games. It's a similar kind of thing we were saying about Dessers last season. If Dessers is going to play, we just need to kind of back him and hope and pray that he actually plays well. It's kind of similar with Tavernier now. Tavernier's never getting dropped. So if a goal does better for his confidence, so be it.
Mm.
But again, the level has to be a lot higher.
I mean, I'm just really done talking about this guy, but aye, mate. I don't know. You know what I
There's
mean?
nothing really to say on Tavernier that hasn't been
Nah,
said
there's nothing
already. That's
really.
what I'm trying to think about something, right?
Listen, but
Well,
even going back to it, I'll say defensively, even in this game, that I don't know who the boy was again. I can't remember off the top of my head for Dundee, but he was even seeming to get the better of him. I just think he's defensively he's gone really for me. But aye,
I think both sides of his game have just completely I fell off
it's
completely this season.
obviously as I say the team were obviously that's one for them to be letting, I'll be with this guy or what have you. But listen, I just fans have had enough. Do you know what I mean? That's as simple as that.
So
Personally, didn't like the fact, as I say, he was playing. I would have preferred to have gave that Dutch boy his full on debut, or just put Sterling at right back. I know we'll come on to Sterling, but I would have liked to have either seen one of the two play at right back for the start.
nah, definitely. It seemed like the game for it back at Ibrox. Rotate the team ahead of Thursday. Don't know. Clement's team selection still continue to baffle me
Baffling.
with the decisions he ends up making. Obviously, it paid off the past couple of games. We've won them, so again, he wins those two. But Connor Barron is one decision that Clement never makes wrong. He has just been similar to
Top draw.
Yefty, an absolute revelation in this team. I think two guys we thought were coming in to be kind of squad players, but they've nailed down that starting jersey. Connor Barron, since the first game he played, you could see that he was hungry to be a Rangers player, and I think you see that with every passing game. He gets better and better. Obviously, the players that he's playing around are a lot better than the players that he's playing with Aberdeen, so naturally his level
Mm.
will go up. But he's kind of outshining a lot of these players all the time. The guys that we've paid the money for, the guys that are on the big wages. Connor Barron's doing an excellent job, and he's winning the hearts of Rangers fans. Exactly what we want to see, guy for this country coming in and just playing for the shirt.
Playing for the shirt and I'd say dominating midfield at such a young age. And a Rangers team's just shows you the level. Fantastic player. That is, as you say, some of the business we've done. No Clement said this is the month you'll probably see the team really kick on and really play. So let's hope that's true. But Barron has been one for the start that has kicked on and has played and he's shown his quality.
Nah, he's been brilliant. Dujon Sterling, a guy that is a cult hero for the fans, really, isn't he? Like, we all love him, and we love to we hate to criticise him. Sorry,
Mm.
but this season, Dujon Sterling, I don't think is benefiting for being this utility guy that's playing centre mid one week. He's getting subbed on to play right wing. He's
Mm.
then going to be playing left back on Thursday. I don't think that's doing him any good for his development. I think you've seen a regression in Dujon Sterling for having to play so many different roles. It's always good to have a guy like that can slot in anywhere once needed. For example, like Thursday when we need a left back and you've got Sterling, you're comfortable with him there. But he's not developing in this Rangers team. he kind of looks lost when he's out there. For me, I think obviously back to the Celtic game when he played him in midfield, he just wasn't there at all. And then obviously he's not really been fancied for the start for Clermont this season. I think there's a lot of work to do for Dujon Sterling, but what's your thoughts on him?
Still, I just feel it for him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a worker. Anytime he's come in, and as you say, he's won the heart of the fans. He's just always puts a shift in, puts a performance in. And as I say, we all know where he should be playing, but it's a political move. As I say, that he that's why for me with Tav not getting dropped and whatever, I just he should be playing right back, but he's not going to get playing where he wants to play. As I say. So he's having to play all these other kind of positions, as you say. I don't think it's doing him any good at all, being this kind of in and out kind of player. I think he does need a starting position and just a position to be in all the time instead of just say rotating around.
Nah, I don't.
But
Again,
he's
I
a
look at
worker.
the
You can't take it away from him. That's the one thing I'll always defend Sterling for. He's a worker. He'll put the graft in. He'll put the shift in. You've seen
yeah.
it time and time again. For me, so I won't slaughter the boy. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's exactly it. Like, we all love Sterling. We just want to see him playing to that level that we saw last season. I think he's maybe lost a bit of that this season. He's obviously been nursing an injury through pre-season and stuff. And as you say, he's then been in and out. He's then been fired into midfield and
He
aye,
should mate. He should
numerous
be.
other positions.
You know what I mean? When we signed him to replace Tavernier, and we're having to find other places for him to play because nobody seems to have the balls to drop him. I just
No,
don't
no.
get it. I don't understand how you can't
You
just
you
drop him
could
for a one-off game
understand
like this.
a couple of seasons ago when Tavernier was scoring every game, he was
Oh, when he was
assisting.
absolutely flying, but
But now,
now it's mind-boggling to me why Sterling isn't there, and even the other boy we've brought in, at least
I feel for him as well because I think he's going to have to go through the exact same thing. He'll most likely play centre half more than not, to be
he'll come
honest,
on
this
the 80th
season.
minute, and then that'll be his minutes. Do you know what I mean? For the last 10 minutes of the game, I feel it for him as well. For me. Yeah, again, as I say, he should have been starting the game. As we said, Clement's decisions with the starting lineup recently have been a bit baffling, but he's sort of really a fuck you to the fans because he's getting it right in it, really, with the results. So,
Well, that's it. If the results are there, then so be it. But Sterling, I think bit of reflection needed for him and then the manager, the way he's kind of
my,
using him as well.
my main thing with, as well, what's going on with Raskin? What's going on with Nico Raskin? Why
Honestly, I
is he
thought
not getting
again,
minutes?
perfect game to go and start Raskin in. I don't understand it because Raskin's a very, very talented footballer. We've seen it. He's maybe dropped off at times when he's been out injured and lacking a wee bit of confidence, but who wouldn't be lacking confidence when they're barely getting a game? I do feel it for him as well because I rate him as a player. He's a guy that I really, really like the work rate and in that midfield with Connor Barron. I think the two of them. Diomandi's not really kicking his own arse at the moment either. I think there's that position next to Connor Barron is up
Is
for
up for grabs?
anybody, aye. So, aye, the quicker we see Raskin, obviously Diomande playing to a level that we expect, Mori, you would
Mm,
expect Kieran Dowell's on the bench all the time as well. If he can put yourself into contention, you've got
get it.
options there, but it's just a bit of a ghost town that position at the moment. But we'll see how Clermont manages it. Then on to Václav Černý. Again, this guy's lacking something for me. I don't know what it is. Like, he just seems like he doesn't believe that he can go by players. I
Mm.
think when he gets the ball and he receives the ball, he's got the right intentions, but he slows the game down a bit. Some of his, some of his touches and some of his passes are always very, very poor going to the opponent. Don't know. He's not really lighting the world up what I thought he was going to after we seen
Mm.
that goal against Motherwell. But again, he's our only guy out there, and he'll probably have to play in the majority of the season.
But that's that's just the way it is, isn't it? Really. I don't really don't know what to say with this guy. Really, it's going to feel like he just needs maybe a bit more time or what have you. Obviously,
That's it.
he hit the
I might
goal,
be.
so Clement will, you know what I mean, make him
I
start
was surprised he started after that, actually.
Aye, but no, I just think it's going to take some time with him. But as I said, I do think he's a bit of a one-trick pony. But
Yeah, well,
see
that's
what
it.
see what
Left
got.
foot. That's it. He's got one foot, and that's all he'll use. He got to the byline a couple of times, put some good crosses in the first half, but I'm still looking for a lot more for Czerny.
It's,
McCausland obviously came in second half. I thought
mm,
McCausland was quite good when he came on. He was unlucky not to
mm.
score in the end as well, but I definitely need a lot more for Czerny. Tom Lawrence, again, the serial misser. He just gets chances every game and just
I've
misses all of
never,
them.
I have no idea how he missed that. That is an absolute sitter. And yet again, I have no idea how he's starting. What has he got on Clement? What has he found out about Philip Clement that Clement's like, I'll start you every game because
Aye.
we've signed a man, he played the 10 and he's out on the left. I just
I think that'll be a thing. I think Clement, the way I view his teams at the moment, it seems like he's trying to make sure he's got players that can play anywhere at the moment.
mm,
He's obviously playing Tom Lawrence in the middle. He can play by Rami out there. He's got him obviously in the left hand side coming in for these two games. Cortez is still coming back for his injury. He's obviously came on yesterday. Matondo's obviously out injured at the moment. So I think he's just trying to get the most out of the players that he's got available, which I get. But Tom Lawrence, I think deservedly probably did start after Dundee United. Obviously won as a game, but I think in general, he misses too many big chances. So some the way I don't know, it's a weird one with Tom Lawrence because I actually do think he's a good player, but for whatever reason,
I
I
just
don't know,
think
he
it's
kind of
he's
just it's a bit of a weak area in the
if,
team, innit? Like you're expecting
if,
your number 10 to go on and be the guy that
mm,
scores every game, but I don't know.
if I just think it's maybe he's I don't want to be an ageist or whatever. I just think it maybe his legs are going a bit, do you know
Obviously,
what
he's
I
had
mean?
two bad injuries as well.
Injuries
Like,
and whatever. I just think his brain's obviously there football wise, but his body's just
he's not got the pace. But I've saw, to be fair to him, he's getting in the right areas. He's just he needs to be more potent in front of goal to get his goals and his tally up because he's easily a guy that can contribute. So we'll obviously see how Tom Lawrence keeps going. But Nedim Bajrami coming in for his full debut, starting out on the left hand side. I liked what I saw. I think
mm,
again he'll be better when he plays in the middle of the park. He kind of hasn't got that blistering pace that a Cherny does on the right hand side. But I liked what I saw for Bajrami. He's quite cute with his play. Obviously playing out on the left hand side, he had some wild shots that ended up going by, but no harm in trying. He was unlucky not to score as well in the second half, but we've got to talk about the assist for
oh,
Dessers. The third goal in the
unreal.
match, it was brilliant. Literally laid it on a plate for Dessers, and I think he could be a really solid player for his good business. And I like the way he's obviously started his Rangers career so far.
So far, a brilliant assist like that. No, I like a look at him as well, mate. Echo everything you've just said there, really. And let's just hope he gets the chance to play in the position we bought him to play in.
Nah, well that's it next, and then obviously you've got the man, the myth, Cyril Dessers. Obviously
Dessers.
last week at Dundee United, you're get him off the pitch, get him out, Sharon kind of. And then obviously Hamza Eggman comes on and everybody's raving about him. Cyril Dessers starts the game, scores two goals. I think his first one, again, his smart striker play. He was unlucky with the save that Carson made for the first one. Tavernier obviously putting it into him. Nice touch. And then as we said previously, there'll be the Bayrami assist to Cyril Dessers. Again, great finish for Dessers, just taking it first time. And just a really nice goal in general, that one. And he obviously won the penalty as well. So it couldn't be any better for Cyril Dessers. But I think the thing is with him, he's obviously scored 7 goals now this season. He's probably going to get upwards of 20 goals again this season. He might be the first Rangers striker in history that gets 220 goals a season back to back, and he's still got those people on his back. And the people are on his back for the reason that he can't go to these tough away venues and these kind of tough games against Celtic and in Europe
Mm.
and deliver. That's the whole thing that obviously we were saying about Suter and Proper as well. That they need to show that level of performance when we play the bigger and better teams in the
Mm.
harder games. It's the exact same thing with Cyril Dessers. He has to be the Rangers number 9 that we all want him to be. It's all fine and well scoring two at home against Dundee, but you need to go away to Malmo and score now. You need to go
Well,
run it back with Hibs again in the Sunday after that. Aye.
mm. Listen, I'm completely 100% there on criticising in terms of the big games. I'll bring up obviously Betis Christmas time last year. Do you know what I mean? He has turned up in the European front. It's obviously just the old firm games that you really want Cyril Dessers to cement himself in. But guy's a hard worker, mate. And you seen the answer, as I say, you sent me with the press conference with him, with the guy asking the question also about the young lad. And the way he handled that question was just top class. I think he's all round. I think he's just a lovely guy. And as I say, he's a worker. He doesn't shrunk. He doesn't hide on like Tavernier. For
Aye.
me, that's why I'll constantly think me. I just feel like Dessers, as you say, you're probably going to get another 20 odd goals, and you'll still have people criticising him for what no other reasons. But listen, you can't take away for the fact the guy's putting the ball in the net.
And that's it. This season, he's done it more than not. To be honest, this season he's been one of our best players, and aye, two fine
Do
finishes yesterday. And as you
you
say,
know what
he'll
it is as
probably
well?
reach
But
the goal scoring
sorry,
levels and all.
sorry, mate, but do you know what it is as well? But you think obviously Morelos and his character and his personality, and you fell in love with that. With Dessers, obviously, he's a complete of the opposite. Obviously, you know what I mean. He seems more like quiet. He doesn't seem like the way Alvey was. So I think that's also a factor. And then also you see the young boy come on, and he shows a bit of 1, 2 tricks and whatever. I don't know. I just think sometimes I feel like he's a bit. It's just when people just look to have a go at him. I
It's
get
just,
it. Do you
he
know what I
is
mean?
just this one of the most scapegoated players ever. Like,
He's Jack Perry, Rangers. That's what you're saying right there, Jack.
aye.
But no, I just listen. As I say, I'm completely and utterly with the criticism that the old firm and what have you. I had the big games, I get it, and also how many chances he gets. But listen, the guy still puts the ball in the back of the net. It may, as we say, it may take him 1, 2, 3. He still puts him in the net. Do you know what I mean? And with more time than anybody, still going to win the game.
I know that's it. Like, he's obviously going to be the guy that gets the criticism. And looking at his Rangers stats now, 63 games he's played for us, and he scored 28 goals, which is
It's good.
it's a good return. It's more than I thought he was going to get, to be honest.
Mm,
When watching him at the start of last season, he's a guy that, as you say, he plays 90 minutes. He's available all the time. He will die for the shirt, as he said on record before.
mm.
He obviously rejected to go to America and stuff. He wanted to stay here. We could have obviously been looking at a better striker, but we're in the world where Cyril Dessers is still Rangers number 9. He's scored 2 goals. He's won that penalty yesterday. I don't think you can fault that. Again, it's just looking to be consistent. He has been consistent pretty quite a lot this season, but it's looking to the games where you need to win and you need your number 9 to score goals, and that's where the fight will be for Dessers to get everybody on side with him, because I think a lot of guys, a lot of fans now really like Cyril Dessers, and that's obviously a massive upturn for where we were last year. But yeah, he's the guy that's available up there, and he's obviously got competition now with Hamza coming
Mhm.
through and pushing him, and I sort of stealing the fans' eyes, and I think we're going to fall in love again like we did with Morelos all those years ago. So he's got the competition in there, and as you say, that he handled that question just expertly, really. Like he does every time I hear him in the media. He's one of the guys I really want to listen to because he's so articulate and so smart with his responses.
He,
So
that's the thing, but when he answered that, he could have made it obviously maybe a bit of competitive talk about you. But it was the way he was talking about like, no, we're together. The team spirit, I like that. That kind of like, no, we're here to he'll play these minutes, I'll play these minutes, but at the end of the day, it's for the club. And that's the kind of attitude that I want. That's the kind of player that I want representing my club, realizing that everyone's needed for different positions at different times. I just think you can't fault the guy with his attitude.
no, that's absolutely it, and it was a good result. Obviously, we're playing Motherwell in the semi-final, which again, that's a good draw for us to get. Motherwell will obviously be a really tough game. They'll be organised, they'll be set up. But looking obviously at Celtic and Aberdeen, the two of them are obviously flying at the moment. Probably the best result for us is to get Motherwell. And that's just something I wanted to briefly touch on is the shots that we had yesterday. Something that's just killing us at the moment. Obviously, we scored 3 yesterday, but it could have been about 15 we scored in the end. Like the amount of chances we have in squander, like Tom Launcey's one in the first half, like Diomandi's one in the second half. Obviously,
Mm.
Hamza Eggman's one that just trickled by the post was unlucky. We're just getting so many good areas, but we're so wasteful all the time.
That's what I said to you yesterday. I don't know how many chances we need to really kill a game off or just take our actual chances in a game. I mean, you look at that 26 and then 11 on target. I mean, I just think we're so wasteful going forward. Sorry, obviously getting the ball and then when you've got it, do you know what I mean? But I just 26 shots, man.
No, no. You're expecting obviously more for that, but I think yesterday we did play really good. I did enjoy the game. I thought it was, as you say,
I
comfortable.
was
No,
expecting, as I say, I was expecting more for Dundee. I was expecting actually for a competitive game. I just didn't think they were in it at all, really. I
nah, I
didn't think
think
they were
Dundee
up for it
came
at all.
and set up.
I like the
Aye,
look of that boy they had up top, the wee young lad, the wee quick boy. I don't know. You know what?
I think of their team again. I'll just quickly go on. Obviously Simon Murray's a bit of a pain in the arse that we were playing against, but
That worker, man.
Adi Wumi, he's on loan from Burnley, winger. He was quite tricky to be honest.
No, sorry.
I think he ended up going off injured, didn't he?
Aye.
But Dundee, I think I expected a lot more for them for the way they've started this season. But I think losing Luke McCowan to Celtic in deadline day was just
It's a
massive for
killer
them.
blow. It's a killer.
Losing their talisman was a hard one to take. But I think they'll still be all right. They play good football. They've got a good manager. They've got enough in that team to
Mm.
probably finish top six, push for European places. So we'll see where they end up. But all in all, it was a job well done. Then on to Malmo, who recently we did meet in the Champions League qualifiers. You remember it was the start of the
Aye.
disaster that was that season, and Gerrard ended up leaving, obviously, a couple of months after this. But I remember 2-1. We get beat home and away. Antonio Cholak scoring against us, then joining us the year after it. But Malmo, obviously, they're a tried and tested European team. By now, we know them. Obviously, for a couple of years ago, that was their game today. They finished 4-0. A familiar name there, Eric Bothiam, that were linked with a
Mm.
couple of years ago, starting for them, and they're currently top of the league at the moment. Don't lose many games, score plenty, and I look on course there. But I think the team that we're looking to start going into this one, you'll maybe see probably the regular team that we've been starting play out
Mm.
with Yefty. I think it will be Dujon Sterling that will start at left back. I think Diomande will come back in next to Lawrence. The only question that I've got is maybe does play Ross McCausland instead of Václav Cherny. I think McCausland came on. He kind of I thought he was really good when he came on. Right kind of
Mm.
attitude, and away from home, he's played them before in European games, so that he might try and do that. But I think I stays kind of similar. Cyril Dessers will lead the line again, and let's hope he can deliver again.
Let's hope so. Big man Pontus Jansson, I'm pretty sure plays for Malmo as well, so that'll be a familiar face myself. But no, it's a bit difficult game. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They seem like they're flying right now, so this is where sort of and proper really will get tested. Our defence will properly get tested. But no, listen, it's gonna be a difficult game, I expect. But as long as Dessers and the boys turn up and do the business again, that's all we can hope for.
Nah, no, that's it. Like, obviously, the start of the Europa League, where we're in the competition now. It's a new format. We've definitely got a squad there that can take points off, for example, Malmo. We'll obviously get some hard games in there, but I think this is one you need to take points for if you're going to actually get anywhere
Right.
in this competition. Obviously away from home, it's going to be tough, but I don't see Malmo any different to I saw Dynamo Kiev. To be honest, I don't see there's any difference in the level of the teams. And we went away there, and obviously we suffered for the first half, but ended up getting back into the game, getting a good result out of it. I think a similar performance is needed. You're needing your guys to be on the ball and perform. I think away from home in Europe, we tend to surprise ourselves a lot of the time, to be
Right.
honest with you. But I think Malmo have obviously played a lot of their season already.
Mm.
Their season's obviously been underway earlier than ours would have been, so it's going to be a tough game going over there. But as I say, these are the games that you need to take points for if you're going to get anywhere
Especially.
here, because we've got Leon next, I think, at home, which is going to be a really tough game.
Mm.
So it'd be nice to start off with a win, just get some points. Play well, and don't embarrass ourselves.
That's it. Just don't embarrass ourselves. Obviously, as you say, we get bigger games coming up in terms of bigger teams. Obviously, we know to England, what have you. But aye, this is ones we've got to take advantage of. And then also, obviously, the other one at home with, I was it the Romanian mob we got or something? I can't
We've
even
got
remember.
Stoya Bucharest, and I think we've got Union Saint Gilloise as well
Mm.
at some point. I don't know if
So,
that's at home, but
so
you've got
these
two
are the
there.
games that we have to win. Obviously, it's a new format and kind of you fit what's it top eight. you're through to the last 16, and it's like a 32 in it with
Aye, then you
the
play the
rest of the
playoff,
teams.
I think.
So as I say, as long as we go out, do well. It'd be nice, as I say, yet again to play well for a full 90 minutes, and take our chances when they come to us. As I say, been so wasteful so far. Even though we're winning games of football, we could be clear and like the first half, as I say, against Dundee, could have easily been three or four for me. So here I hope we turn up and we take our chances and we do the business.
Aye, no, it'd be a nice start to Europa League, and as we've said since that Dundee United game came back for the international break, it's imperative we now just keep going the way we have been, winning games, playing well, getting the fans kind of back,
Well,
getting
listen,
that positive mindset.
I'm 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 holding Clement to his word here. This is all right, cool. You said to me this is when the team's going to start to come together, gel together, play well. So I want to see it now. These are your players now, mate. It's time to deliver. It's time to do the business.
Nah, no, that's it. That is exactly it. And just quickly before we finish here, the way our Europa League goes is we've got Malmo obviously away, we've got Lyon at home, Stoya Bucharest at home, Olympiacos away, Nice away, Spurs at home, Man United away, and then Union Saint-Gilloise at home, and that takes us into just the start of February. So there's obviously a lot of games. It's a longer format than usual, but there's definitely there's the potential for upsets there. I honestly back us in every game we play at home.
I
Obviously,
would
Spurs
agree.
is going to be a massive, massive
Well,
step up in terms of that level.
Spurs will have a new manager by then, Jack. So I'm not really worried about Spurs
They
personally.
might do actually, the way it's going at the moment. But I don't see any reason why we can't go and play Leon and beat
Mm,
them. I don't have any reason why we can't go and play Stoya Bucharest or
mm.
USG and beat them.
Listen,
So
we can take on them days, I say, in Europe. Seems to be the only time, as I say, some of these players will turn up. But nah, but there's nobody really that will play that I'm petrified of playing. As I say, looking forward to the Manchester United game. It's going to be a fantastic game. Two historical clubs, taking each other on. But as I say, Spurs home. Obviously, they get decent players, great players. But I say their manager will be gone by then, be swimming in the gravy.
Aye, I know, and that's it. See if you just don't get beat away from home in Europe, and then just take care of the home games. We should hopefully be in a good position. But I definitely need to keep going the way we're going, playing well, and then I hopefully by next week we're positive. As you say, there's a Sunday game as well. Hibs at home. We'll talk about that next week. Obviously, it's a bit early to talk about it at the moment. But yeah, we'll cover that game next week when we do the podcast. And again, as always, if you could like, subscribe, and share, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and bye, we'll be back next week.